Hello Digidestins, this is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we got a match, my personal Shoutmon list versus D-Brigade, Purple D-Brigade. This deck is crazy powerful and very underrated, that D-Brigade list. I can't wait to show it off to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video and we'll dive right in. So my opponent is going first. Let's see what he does with this opening hand. So first off, he flips up Missilmon from the egg. He digivolves into the blocker Commandramon, which is really nice in Commandramon because if he can get that off with the Commandramon that searches the top 5, I think, to call another Commandramon, or it's top 3, to call another Commandramon, and it hits this blocker, at least he gets another value out of it. Such a great target. So let's see what he does here. He digivolves into Slashermon, passing it to 2 to me. I draw my card. I flip up Koromon. From my Digi-Raising, I digivolve into Agumon. That gives 1000 DP on Inheritable, which is really nice. Then I slap down the Shoutmon to reveal the top 5 cards of my deck. I got one target. I get a second target. I hit Blitz Omni, and I get Shoutmon DX, which is very key, vital cards that I really needed. I place the Rise Greymon underneath, followed by Alter S, then Koromon to the bottom, which is very good setup. So it's his turn. He's going to promote up. He's got one memory to play with, which is really good on my part for him to have. He decides to swing in to hopefully just keep choking me out. So I get a Shoutmon. It keeps him on the board. I draw for turn. I think my hand wasn't the crazy best at this point, so I digivolve into Greymon, giving him 1 back. So it's his turn. His hand isn't optimal right now, so neither is mine. I have to take a little bit to climb, but he's choking me out well enough to keep me at bay, which really is important. So he flipped up Missilmon. It's nothing too crazy here. Again, he's trying to think out his plays, which he's gonna go and decide to just choke me out again, swinging him with the Slashermon, hopefully getting another target. Shoutmon DX gets revealed in security, clearing out the Slashermon quite easily. He's at 1. He's got to make some decent plays. He is bricking quite hard. He hasn't seen any of his rookies, and it's my turn. So I promote up my Greymon, then digivolve into Omni Shoutmon, which is really nice. Just being able to have a setup to my ultimate. He plays the Slashermon right from hand, giving me 3 to play with, which, whew, this is going to be good. I flip up Koromon, then digivolve into Agumon with the Inheritable 1000 DP. Then I decide to get rid of his blocker by digivolving into Omni Shout, choking him at 1 again. Then I put a Zeeg underneath since Blitz was activated. I draw a card for evolution and then swing into his Commandramon, clearing it off the board. I should have went into security, to be honest with you, but clearing out his ultimate was a little more important, because if he could go, his champion, if he could go up further than I would like him to, he could end up clearing out my Shoutmon DX, which is so important to keep him on the board as much as possible. He decides to ultimate flare the daylights out of my Shoutmon DX, which, whew, that hits hard. I go to 7. I digivolve by 4, if I remember correctly. So I go right back to Greymon, but since Greymon does get out of the range of ultimate flare, really nice. It kills off my Shoutmon, sadly. Yes, I was playing conservatively. I needed to know what he was playing. So if I knew better, I would have just been swinging into that security stack hard. But 7 is really nice. So I promote the Agumon up, digivolve into Monochromon, which isn't bad in the slightest, to be honest with you. Giving me a 1-cost blocker. Digivolve into Metal Greymon, going to 3 memory to play with. So let's see what else I can do. I think I decide to choke him out yet again. But my hand's pretty decent at this point. I've been able to unbrick myself. Digivolve into Zeeg Greymon, going to 1, drawing me a card. I decide to play Tie Down. I could have swung in, but I wanted to guarantee the 3 memory just in case. I gave him a 4. He doesn't have enough for the Darkdramon to really be effective. He could just bring it down and it'd be super good. He gets at least 3 targets to put back, which would be really good in his case. 4 costs is not bad to play with. It takes a minute. He thinks about what he's going to do. He knows that he has to get rid of the Z Greymon, which, to be honest with you, it's the same kind of play I would do. Focus on getting rid of the big guy. If my opponent gets into an Omnimon, I'm not going to have an easy time removing it. So the best case scenario is remove it now. So he's kind of on the fence of what to do here. So it takes him a minute to think about what he wants to play. He realizes the only option he does have is Z Greymon. Well, he digivolves into the Commandramon that on deletion reveal the top 3, if I remember correctly. If a Commandramon's there, call it, which is really nice. But he goes right into Ultimate Flare yet again, giving me 4. Digivolving my Zeeg down to the Agumon. Sadly, I don't have a way of keeping that Agumon on board. Digivolve, flip up a Koromon yet again, and then we're gonna just Digivolve into Gazimon, the one that prevents the reduced cost of evolution, which is fine. I play Nokia down. Then I proceed to play Agumon, the Searcher Agumon, for top 3 check. 1, 2, 3. I am a type bind. I know the best option would be probably to grab the Zeeg or the Rise. Both are super important, super clutch cards. But I'm like on the fence on which one I should grab. I think I go with the ultimate play, which is to grab the Rise to hopefully buy another turn. So, Digivolve into Rise Greymon for 2. So he goes draw. It's his turn. Nokia dropped it down to 2, which was really nice. Since it only cost me 2, it brought him to 1, which was really nice. Then he flips up a couple cards. He doesn't get any targets out of that list. He gets a Darkdramon. He puts Darkdramon on top, followed by Slash, followed by the Gallantmon. I go to 6 because of the Chimeramon that came down. Promote the Gazamon up, Digivolve into Monochromon. See, I should have saved the Rise Greymon a turn, just so that if he went into this. So I Digivolve into Omni Shout, just to go to 2, which isn't bad. I rested Nokia, Digivolve my Agumon into a Greymon to get me a free, pretty much draw 1. Out of this for 1 memory, which is really nice. It is the security Greymon, so we're going to try to start poking extra damage. Digivolve into Shoutmon, giving my opponent 3 memory to play with. I proceed to put a Greymon underneath that is the 2000 DP. I swing in for 15. So hopefully no Omnimons get shown off. 3 checks. I hit 3 Commandramons and 1 Skull Greymon, which is fine by me. That's a good clear stack, which is a-okay with me. He flips up the Tsurimon, which if he has another Commandramon out, I mean another rookie with the same name, he pretty much gains an extra power. He digivolves into the Commandramon that allows him to, if on deletion, look at the top 3, try to get another Commandramon out of the deal. He debates for a few seconds on to what to do. So he decides something very interesting in this list, which I wasn't expecting. I would expect like Chaos Gallantmon or something, but he went into this Magidramon, which wasn't expecting that. I have to mill 5, so he draws, mills the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It hits a lot of my ultimates, and that really hurt. Not joking. 2 ultimates were tossed in that mill, and I really needed some ultimates. It starts showing up. That's why this game 1 took so long. I'm telling you this right now. Once that mill hit, I was in hot water. So he's at 0. He was debating on bringing down Commandramon, but realized he couldn't because you need to be at 3 with Darkdramon, not Commandramon, just so that, because the way it's worded, 3 goes back, and goes to the, to move it to, you need 3, you'll go to 10, and then the cards go back and it triggered. But Millenniumon comes out, puts my Shoutmon at the very bottom of my deck. I lose a whole nother stack, which, oof, was not okay. I draw, I flip up, I get a Digimon out of this, Digivolve into the Agumon, hoping to dig really deep at this point. I play I was debating on Shoutmon, or I went with the Agumon play, which was a lot better, I think, just to try to dig out some Agumons or Omnimons, just something to get to an ultimate. I realized that I was out of Omni Shouts, so that's why I didn't go with the Shoutmon, which I only played 3 in this list, which I don't have an issue with. I just probably wished I was at 4 at that point. So I play the Agumon Searcher. I go down to 3, reveal top 5. So at least I get a Greymon. I'm gonna grab the security Greymon, just so there's only 2 left, and if I can get to an ultimate, he's in hot water. I rest the Nokia to Digivolve into Greymon for 1, drawing me a card. No ultimate yet, which I have a few left. It's really down to the wire. I can get there. So I Digivolve into Monochromon, draw me a card. He's just checking out how many Commandramons he has. Debating. I play a Monochromon to choke him at 1 to keep off that Darkdramon, because if Darkdramon comes out, I lose because I don't have my blocker up, so I have to keep him at bay for a couple more turns. So he swings in with that lovely Millenniumon. Flip up, it's the Groundramon. That hurt me a little in the soul, just to see where my, ultimate was that I was digging so hard for. Just to buy a turn. I just need another turn. I could start swinging in the next turn, but I hold off. Just feel like I'm not confident enough. I'm at 2 security. He swings in with the Commandramon. It's a Shoutmon for 1,000. It deletes it because there's no other one. He gets at least 3 checks out of this deal, so he can't grab the the Gallantmon. So he goes with the blocker. So that's a big threat on my side. And then he drops a Starmon to blow up my Monodramon. So that's fine. We're going to 3 anyway. Promote up. I think I top decked the last Rise Greymon I had. So rest of Nokia, Digivolve into Rise Greymon, go down to 1, draw me a card. So I wanted to make sure that if I go into the Omni Shout, I'm well protected. And doesn't matter what he does in this situation, I'm going to go all, which is really nice. I'm like down to my last 4 cards in deck. I'm not even joking at this point. I almost milled out. I Digivolve into Shoutmon DX, drawing me a card for evolution. So what's nice is I'm going to shove a Zeeg Greymon underneath it. So allowing me to blow up his Starmon. Then I'm going to swing in with the Blitz, blowing up his Commandramon because the Rise Greymon's underneath it for 2000 E. So the blocker disappears. I swing in for 2 checks. 1, 2. My Shoutmon stays on board. Oh, I got so nervous. Then he kind of shuffles through his deck a little bit. He got some Missilemon. He swings in with the Millenniumon. I let it go through. To be honest with you, I probably shouldn't have. But I don't know what his game plan was. I wanted to make sure that no matter what, my Shoutmon stays on board. He goes to 0. Gets to put the 5 Commandramon or Drawmon's line D-Brigade back to the top of his deck. He thinks a little bit of what he's planning on doing. Takes him a little bit to figure out what cards he wants to put back. 1, 2. It's obviously puts back a few Commandramons. He completely spaces on the fact that what he does on his next play will cost him a few cards. So he didn't plan it accordingly. That's fine. Darkdramon coming at my face is really scary. Wish for was a better situation. It takes him a few minutes to figure out what he wants to do, which is okay. Very acceptable. It really didn't matter at the end of the day, to be honest with you, just because I had lethal on board. Even if he gets 2 more, blockers out. He's now thinking about how to place it. Even though this would be common knowledge, I knew it was game over for him. So it wasn't that big of a deal. So he showed me real quick. He swings in with the Darkdramon. I block it because I'm not going to let myself die to that. Then he digivolves into Commandramon, drawing him a card. This is the blocker one. Then he slams down the Zawart Defeat, milling out 3 cards from the top of his deck first. He forgot that he has to mill first. 1, 2, 3. Then he slams down the double blockers, which he thought he was going to be fine to survive. I've been sitting on an Omnimon since the first reveal with Shoutmon. Digivolve into an Agumon. So this is where it gets fun quick. I have 2 cards left in deck, and it's getting scary. I'm not joking. I'm scared. By swinging with Shoutmon, I'm minus 2000 DP to one of the Slashmon blockers. I think I choose the one he ends up blocking with the one that minus the DP, which is completely fine. But I swing with the Greymon to sack out. And then photo finish for that lovely Omnimon for game. Restand and then swing in, which is really nice. Game 2. So this one takes a lot quicker because now I understand what he's trying to do. Doesn't feel like he has enough of the ultimate flares, which again, I'm gonna rush the daylights out of him. So he makes me go first, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I go first. He wants to go second, which isn't a bad play, but I can definitely play off a lot more. I flip up a Coromon, Digivolve into the Agumon, then proceed to Digivolve into Security Greymon Inheritable. So this stack will be nutty strong. He flips up a Tsurimon, then plays down the Commandramon. That is 2 cost vanilla. That, well, it's the 5000 DP 4 cost to play. Then he slams down a Commandramon if deleted. Draw him, basically try to get it more on the board. I Digivolve into Metal Greymon, passing it to 2 for him. He draws for turn, promotes up, which isn't bad in the slightest. He swings in with that lovely 7000 DP, because there's a Commandramon. My Greymon doesn't kill it off. Wouldn't have killed it off anyway, but that thing's beefy. He swings in with the Commandramon Searcher. It dies to the Shoutmon. Then he mills, well, reveals top 3. He has no targets, sadly. He whiffed it. But we're gonna punish him a lot more after this. I promise you. Right now, he's at 2. He slams down the blocker, bring me to 1. At this point, I'm in a really good situation. Nope, that's not the blocker version. He slams down the Commandramon that lets him search. I Digivolve into Shoutmon DX. Digivolve in, I put an Omni Shoutmon underneath so I can blow up one thing. Decide to blow up his Shoutmon that is rested, just because that's the better play. And the reason behind the Commandramon, not Shoutmon, the Commandramon rested, I don't want him to try to dig and replace stuff. Especially if I do that, he has better opportunities. So I swing in with 3 security checks at a whopping 17. So first check, second check, third check. This is what Shoutmon does best. He just clears out security. As long as it's not heavy in options, we're good. We're golden, boys. He draws for turn, flips up the Missilemon. It's gonna get real scary real quick. I just outpace him at this point. Commandramon swings in, hopefully dying, which it does. Now he gets to reveal the top 3. Gets a Darkdramon, and a 2-drop Commandramon comes out to play, which isn't bad for him. Then he Digivolves into the Slashmon, which is his blocker equivalent. Which, fine by me. You can have your blocker. I'm gonna take out all your security in one swing. Let's go. He takes a minute to think on what he wants to do. Digivolves into Commandramon in Raising, which is the 2-drop. It's the same one that he took out with the 4000 DP. Digivolves into the other Slashmon in the back for the Raising. I flip up, I get a Coromon. Then Digivolve into Gazamon, which is really nice. Digivolve into Monochromon, going to 0. I say, let's go in hard. I swing with that Shoutmon DX, not fearing anything today. So, let's see. Does he decide to block, boys and girls? Let's bet it. It's the question of the ages. Does he block? Does he prevent it all? The answer is no. He flips up a Commandramon and a Chimeramon. Security is completely wiped out at this point. With this stack, I Digivolve into another Omnimon Restander. So with the Blitz, he has to sack his blocker. I put him way behind at this point, and it's just no way of catching up. He's in a wall that he can't get out of. Got 2 Mon swinging. He's got to get at least a double blocker up. He can't take out my Omnimon very easily. He doesn't have enough Commandramons, if I remember correctly, in his drop. Even if he went into Millenniumon, which he has the option to, I have at least a Mega to discard to prevent it from being rewound, which is super clutch. I'm at 2 security. He's pondering thoughts, which is okay. He puts down another Commandramon, bringing me to 1, which is super nutty. Promote my blocker up. I swing in for that lethal. He decides on which one to block with. He takes out the one with the less stacks. So the Slashermon dies. I'm not going to risk it to try to give up my blocker, so I decide to choke him at 1 with the Monodramon. Comes in so clutch when they don't have the memory tamer. Just being able to slam that down, give you 1. I love it. Oh. At this point, my opponent realizes I have 3 on board, and there's not much else he can do. He decides to dig a little deeper. He Digivolves on top of Missilemon with the Commandramon blocker. And then he's like, dude, you got this. So I stand up and just take it for game. I have the Agumon. I draw a bunch of cards just to see what my next couple plays were. And there was the Alter S, because I'm trying to tech it as a spice. Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed this game, and definitely catch you around in other games. So let me know down in the comments if you like this kind of editing. See you later. Peace.